Welcome to The Newsworthy. All the day's news in less than 10 minutes. Fast, fair, fun, and on the go. Today, is it a confession or a cover-up? A healthcare system hacked and a free self-driving car service. Plus, the World Series and America's largest lottery jackpot ever. Those stories and many more in less than 10 minutes. I'm Erica Mandy. Today is Monday, October 22nd. You ready? Let's do this. Saudi Arabia has officially acknowledged it now, that the Washington Post contributor Jamal Khashoggi is dead, and that he died at the Saudi consulate in Turkey. But remember, the Saudi government originally said he walked out alive and denied any involvement in his death. So what changed? Well, a top Saudi official told Fox News that the first story was the original report they had. But once Turkish officials started saying the reporter was killed, the Saudis investigated further. Now they say they've learned Khashoggi died during a fistfight inside the consulate, that it was a mistake, and so those involved tried to cover it up, but that the crown prince never knew about it. He said those responsible will be held accountable and called it a, quote, grave mistake. But here's the thing. Not everyone is buying it. Top U.S. lawmakers from both parties say they do think the crown prince was behind this and want to see U.S. sanctions against Saudi Arabia. Countries like Germany, Britain, and France have also condemned this killing. Reuters reports President Trump called the Saudi explanation a good first step, but that he wants more of an answer. Remember, Khashoggi has been a critic of the Saudi government. Plus, no one has officially said where Khashoggi's remains are. Reporters have tied people involved and other aspects of the day he disappeared to the Saudi government. And Turkish officials still say they have an audio tape that proves it was not an accident. But we haven't heard it yet. So will there be consequences or sanctions against Saudi Arabia? And how could this affect relations with the U.S. and business ties? That is TBD. More tensions now between the U.S. and Russia. It has National Security Advisor John Bolton in Russia today to talk about it. President Trump says the U.S. will leave a decades-old agreement that basically says don't make or test certain nuclear weapons. It's called the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty, or INF Treaty. The deal was made back in the 80s with the Soviet Union. Well, the Washington Post reports President Trump says Russia has been violating that treaty for years and that China isn't even a part of the treaty. So Trump says until Russia and China can show that they will honor it, why should the U.S. follow the rules? Russia, on the other hand, denies violating the agreement and pushed back against the U.S., saying this could mean a new Cold War. Even other critics call the move a mistake and worry it'll lead to an arms race. Nothing is finalized yet, so stay tuned. Today, activists in the LGBTQ community plan to protest outside the White House. The reason? The New York Times got a hold of a memo that shows the Trump administration is considering changing the legal definition of gender to clarify it as biological or the gender someone was born with. So if it were to be put in place, it could impact how the law that prevents gender discrimination is applied, specifically to transgender people. And it says any dispute would be clarified with genetic testing. After the article was published, transgender people went on social media using the hashtag #Won'tBeErased. For now, the administration is not commenting. Keep in mind the new definition is not policy yet, but more discussion about it is expected before the end of the year. A government system used by insurance agents to help people sign up for healthcare plans was apparently hacked. The system is connected to the government website healthcare.gov. TechCrunch reports hackers were able to get a hold of the personal data of 75,000 people, but the government is not yet clarifying exactly what data was exposed. That said, officials are apparently looking to notify anyone impacted and possibly get them some credit monitoring services. The main healthcare site is not directly affected by this, so you should still be good to go to sign up for plans, because remember, the sign-up season starts soon on November 1st. Right now, you or anyone can call for a self-driving car using an app or kiosk and then get picked up and go for a driverless ride, all for free. At least in Arlington, Texas. VentureBeat reports a startup called Drive.ai partnered with the city to pilot a driverless car program. The service runs on several routes with stops at popular destinations like sports stadiums and the convention center. To start, Drive.ai has 3 self-driving cars, or really they're more like vans. But the van is not completely on its own just yet. Mashable reports right now it still has a human behind the wheel in case of an emergency, and even a so-called chaperone in the passenger seat just in case. Still, it's giving everyone a chance to try out a fully autonomous car as long as everything goes according to plan. The pilot program is set to last 1 year. Today's episode is brought to you by Quick Start. Quick Start offers organic snacks like protein bars and crackers made with cricket powder. Yes, crickets, but here's the thing. The snacks are high in protein with all 9 essential amino acids along with vitamin B12 and iron. So they provide all the nutrition you get from meat, but in a more sustainable way. Quick Start lays out the facts and says crickets require 12 times less feed, 2,000 times less water, and thousands of times less land. And don't worry, you wouldn't actually know the crickets are in there because they're in such a fine powder. So think of it like any protein powder or bar without that chalky protein powder taste. The other ingredients include seed butters, hemp, chocolate, and dates, all organic. So if you're up for trying it out, just head on over to quickstart.com and get 20% off with the promo code Newsworthy. That's quickstart.com and use the coupon code Newsworthy for 20% off. Now, back to the news. All right, it's set. We now know the 2 teams heading to the World Series, and it all starts tomorrow. So in case you missed it over the weekend, the Los Angeles Dodgers beat the Milwaukee Brewers. And so the 2018 World Series will be the Dodgers against the Boston Red Sox. The last time the Dodgers made it to the World Series was just last year, but they didn't win. So they have another chance because the last time the Dodgers won the World Series was in 1988. The Red Sox won most recently in 2013, so it all kicks off Tuesday at Fenway Park in Boston. Actress Selma Blair, best known for her role in Cruel Intentions, said she's been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, or MS. She announced it in a hopeful Instagram post. While she acknowledged her symptoms, she also said she laughs and she's thankful to her friends for all the support and for Netflix for still letting her do her job. She also encouraged others to ask for help when they need it. As expected, the direct sequel to the original 1978 classic Halloween won the box office over the weekend. Variety reports Halloween brought in $77.5 million, the second best debut for an R-rated horror film ever. Coming in second place for the weekend, A Star is Born with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. Well, there is now more than $2 billion up for grabs this week. There were no winners again for both Powerball and Mega Millions, so both jackpots just increased. First up, Mega Millions. The jackpot is now $1.6 billion, America's largest lottery jackpot ever. The next drawing is tomorrow night, but your odds of winning also just got worse. It's now 1 in 302 million. You also have another chance at Powerball. That drawing is on Wednesday. The jackpot is now $620 million. Good luck. And that's it for today. Thank you for listening. Please be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. It's free and it helps make sure you get new episodes sent straight to your phone. And if you want to read more about any of the news stories we talked about, I make it easy for you. You'll find links and more articles in today's show notes. Go to thenewsworthy.com, click episodes, and find today's date. The Newsworthy is ready for you to listen every weekday by 4 in the morning, so I'll be back with much more news tomorrow. Have a great day.